There's a book, and it's called The Velveteen Rabbit. And there's a passage in there which I wanted to read because it talks about love, actually about caring. And somebody said to the Velveteen Rabbit, you know, how do you know? How do you know when you're real? And the Velveteen Rabbit says, oh, it happens very slowly over a long period of time. But he says, you know, your fur all wears off, and you don't look very good, but you know you are loved. And that's how he has been with me and with the family, you know, since day one. He seems to have a knowledge of how to do everything just right. I mean, to do what is right. And his kindness and his caring just comes naturally. It was 1971 or 72, I think it was after the Constitutional Convention, that we started seeing one another, as you would say, dating. And we weren't married until 1976 in August. So it was quite a while. It was quite a while. I had no intention of getting married. I told him that right up front. I had had a very, very abusive first marriage, and I had absolutely no intention of getting married again. He knew of the abusive relationship because as we started seeing each other from the very beginning, my ex-abusive husband was a major part of everything. He was always giving us a bad time all the time, which was another thing that impressed me about Michael. He didn't back down from him. He stood up for us right away. And he was strong and trustworthy, and it was something that started to change the way that I felt about him. He noticed Lisa right away, and children are a very good barometer for people, you know, if they're good, if they're not good, and everything. And she responded in a very, very positive manner to Michael. A lot of people would say, well, you know, she's not his child. And it was very strange to me because, you see, she always appeared to be his child. She's the only father that she ever really knew. And he cared deeply about her. I mean, he cared very deeply about her. And she talked to him and asked if she could be adopted. That morning, it was very early in the morning, I can't tell you what time, she came flying into the bedroom and she says, okay, today's my birthday, I'm this old, let's go get the papers, you know. And he adopted her. He never treated her any differently than he treated when we had our own children. Sometimes he would come from Springfield late, and if he didn't arrive early enough, I would put her to bed and say, you know, you'll see him, don't worry. And then I would get up, and there she would be by the door asleep. She would have a little pillow and a little blanket, and she'd be asleep so that she would see him as soon as he came in the door. Michael was one of the best fathers I've ever known. When we would go to school and you have to get your books, Michael would always get 2 sets of books because he would take 1 set of books to Springfield, and he would keep up on the daily activities. And then if there would be any exams, he would be right there. But if they had to write something, he would make sure that they wrote it and they would read it back. And if he had to call home more than once, you know, to do all of that, he would. Always once he called to talk to everybody. Whenever he was home, we were always out doing things. We were always busy doing things. And all of a sudden, you're like, I see him with the grandchildren. And my daughter Lisa has 2 children, and almost every single weekend we had them. And we took them places, and we did things with them. And he did their homework with them. He would make sure that he knew everything that was going on with them, and he helped them the same way that he helped our children. And now our daughter Tiffany has Eliza and Ted, and he is with them and works through them with their projects. And once a week, without fail, he has dinner with each child and with the grandchildren too. And that's a priority for him, and it's always been a priority for him. Family and what happens with the family, it's always been vitally important. Well, I've always had certain health problems from the time that I was very young, but I was able to maintain everything. But I think that around 2019, I got COVID. And I didn't get COVID once, I got COVID maybe 2 or 3 times. And it seemed to have an impact on me. And I've always had rheumatic arthritis. When I was very young, they said it was some kind of a hereditary thing, and unusual for a young person, but it started having a very bad effect. My joints started deteriorating, and one day, I couldn't breathe. Then I ended up in the hospital in 2019, and for the first 2 days, they didn't know if I was going to live or not. I had the onset of pneumonia, and that affected my lungs, so I have a diseased lung. But also, they found out that I have an irregular heartbeat. When they sent me home from the hospital, they sent me home with the regular hospital oxygen tank. It's very large if you're at the hospital, and they sent me home with that, and with a nebulizer, a hospital-like nebulizer. And I take medications to try and keep any bacteria away from my lung, because they say it takes 1 or 2 germs for my lung to get infected, and the minute that happens, my heart, is not properly operating. He has taken over my care, and he started after the hospital. I mean, in 2019, he started doing things around the house. He had to. I couldn't. There were times I just could barely move around. And we had to start talking about him grocery shopping. We had to talk to him about straightening things up in the house. And there were a lot of things with the children and the grandchildren that I used to do, because I used to be very, very active and driving around and doing everything. So he started doing more and more of the things that I used to do too. I really don't exist without him. I wish I could say that I do, but I don't know what I would do without Michael. I would probably have to find some place to live, and I'd probably have to find care. My children are all busy. I mean, they all work, and I don't even think they understand all the needs that I have and how difficult it is to take care of an older person. There's a part of me that isn't older, but with all the different problems that I have medically, it becomes very, very difficult. I feel a good deal of guilt that he has to be there with me, that I can't take care of myself, and that he has to care for me. But he loves me. Not only does he love me, but I'm a part of him. I'm a part of him, and then there's some days I keep him going. He keeps me going sometimes too, but I think that the impact that I have on him has been much, much larger. It was very difficult for me not to be at the trial, because he knows that I want to be there, and he wants me there. Even if it's just to look at. I mean, it's a silly thing to say. Just, like he said one time, I just want to be able to look at you, to know that you're there. And sometimes it's the same thing, at home. It's just that he's there, that he's there.